One. Hey, everybody. It's Emily Leach again, the founder of the Freelance Conference, and we are here today with Luis Vazquez. Thanks for giving us some of your time today.
No problem.
Awesome. Well, I'm super excited to have this conversation. I know I'm super excited about all of them because they're really cool, but there's not a lot of people out there talking about introverts and doing sales. And so that's why I think this is a fairly unique subject.
Thank you.
So before we dive into that real quick, you guys, if you watch some of these, you know the rule. I'm going to run over to my Facebook page real quick, and I'm going to share this Facebook Live over onto my personal Facebook page. So give me just 1 second to do that. And if you're out there hanging out with Honest, why don't you do the same? There it is. I'm going to share now public, so I can do it super quick. All right, and we are back. Awesome. See, that was painless. So, Luis, tell me something that just really defines you as a human, something personal, something cool and fun.
Well, I would say that I'm a big fan of authenticity. I think that every phase in my life, it's probably what's helped me survive and move on to the next phase, to be honest.
And did that come natural for you? Or, because a lot of us, myself included, it's like, I'm going to try out this authenticity thing.
Yeah.
But we've not been trained to be authentic from, our childhoods or whatever. I don't know that it was on purpose necessarily. So it's a habit that you have to change and cultivate.
Agree. Yes, I definitely agree. I think that when we surround ourselves with people that are not like us, that we're going to either sink or swim. And so I think the people who are brave enough to be who they are or to understand who they are and show that side of them, be transparent enough, I think they are giving a gift to the world, but I think they're also doing themselves a huge favor, because if we could take all the energy in the entire world that people spend on being someone they're not and put that to work that really mattered, or into relationships or areas that really made a difference, how different would the world be?
Well, speaking of authenticity and fun things, so what is that keyboard and guitar for in the back?
Oh, I make noise.
You make noise?
Yeah, I make some noise.
Is that the authentic answer to what really happens with those two devices?
Yes.
It's funny, we have a guitar. It's actually my son's guitar as you walk in the house. And everybody always asks, especially if it's their first time at the house, like, oh, so you play? No. I don't even make noise, but it sits there and looks really good. So when my son came and stayed with us for a couple of months here, a couple of years back, and at the end of his journey here, and he moved on, he just didn't have room for it. He says, Mom, hang on to this for me. And here we are, a couple of years later. And so people come in and they pick it up and they make a little noise or they make a little music, and it's fun to have.
Yeah, no, it is.
So as I assume that you consider yourself to be an introvert, having overcome some of those difficulties and going into the sales world. So tell me a little bit about that and how that's integrated into your business and what you do.
Sure. So when I first started my freelance business, I started to, I sold a lot of crappy projects. Let's just be honest. And,
okay. Join the club.
Yeah. Well, what I realized is that, I'll be honest, I wasn't used to failure at that level. So, before that, I was an application developer in the corporate world. And before that, I was a break dancer. And so a lot of these things are kind of hinged on me by myself. So I thought freelancing would be the exact same thing, except when I sat down to regroup and really devise a plan of like, what was I doing wrong? What I found out was I was really trying to imitate other people that were nothing like me.
Wow.
Came from different backgrounds. It came from different upbringings, different cultures. And definitely a lot of these people were extroverted. And so what I made I made this promise to myself. I said, if I'm going to fail in freelancing, well, then I'm going to fall and fail in my own style and in my own way.
So I'm going to take this baby down my way.
Yeah, I have some kind of dignity at the end of the day. And so once I started selling more like an introvert, I just started selling massive high price projects, and it just happened over and over again. And I just started taking notes on that and sharing it with other freelancers. And now that's what my main focus is, teaching introverted freelancers how to sell.
That's awesome. In fact, I think if I remember right from one of our first conversations, you even kind of started a group of your own, sort of to support, right?
Right. Yep. So I write a newsletter. Yeah, at themightyintrovert.com. It's a newsletter people sign up for, and thank you. I send a weekly newsletter. I just got a course, a free course out right now. I just launched it last week. And so we're doing things where I'm hoping to help as many introverts as possible.
Awesome. So in fact, that's what you're going to come talk about at the conference. So let's dive into that just a little bit.
Sure.
In that, you really wanted to come and share that story. You wanted to come share that message and, even give some insights. You want to talk about, without giving it all away,
sure.
Talk about what some of those insights are, maybe in a takeaway for what people would get from your talk.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for sure, I think introverts are, one, underestimating what introversion is as an asset, and I think they're perceiving it as a stumbling block. So to really understand what introversion is very important, because it affects every one of our decisions, because it's who we are as introverts. So a lot of people are positioning themselves and they're excluding themselves out of the mix, when in reality, it's who they are that really sets them apart from everyone and could really work a lot of magic in business. So to have a clear understanding of introversion is crucial. I'll just share quickly a quick bit. Like, introversion from culture to culture is different. So I'm a Mexican introvert. In my culture, my family, when I was a little kid and I used to play with by myself. I would play by myself, and these kids would come and try to play with me, and I would play with them for a little while as out of politeness, because I was a kind little boy. And all of a sudden, I would just get bored, and I would leave and do my own thing again. And then probably 10, 15 minutes later, the little group of kids would come and follow me again. So they always perceived my introversion as an alpha trait, as a leadership trait that I had early on. So my whole life, my family and my culture have indirectly told me the story that it's because I'm an introvert that I'm more of a leader. I'm more alpha. And so any room I walk into, I've never really felt uncomfortable in my own skin or anything like that, because I just always naturally perceive myself as a leader because of my introversion. So that is different from what most people or most cultures that emulate the American culture tell their stories. Normally, introverts are passive, shy, insecure, and that's just a story. But I hope to share a little bit more, like on a scientific level, of how that story is not true at the conference.
Wow. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I assume that you're going to share, at least a tidbit or two of, how to turn that around. It's the story and then what to do about it, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And so selling is the perfect challenge to really put those beliefs to the test.
I bet it is.
So in all honesty, if an introvert who is daunted by the task of selling, if we can teach an introvert how to sell and feel comfortable doing that, what we just taught that introvert is how to feel comfortable in their skin doing pretty much anything, relationship-wise, family-wise, situation, everything. And so I think they'll be doing themselves a huge favor if they step up to the challenge and start selling like an introvert, because then it's just going to affect everything in life.
Well, it's definitely, I call it finding your voice. And I think it's almost the same stuff that you're talking about here. And I've really had that journey this last year or so. And well, maybe even since I started the conference, but definitely this last year with going through the process of losing my father, and now both parents are gone. And so what it did for me is it kind of gave me this space. It was like, wait a minute, I don't have anybody really to depend on. We sort of leave our parents. I did kind of hold our parents out there as they're the ones that's going to take care of us. I need to look a certain way for those guys. And all of a sudden I felt sort of like I was hanging out in this void. And so I was like, all right, so now I need to find my voice. I don't have my dad's voice and my mom's voice, kind of there in the background. And it's sort of nebulous, but at the same time, it felt very real for me. And so
Absolutely.
I think that's kind of that's what I'm relating to when I hear you talk. It's like finding your own voice and being able to speak it and really, really own that voice.
Absolutely. So I'll share a quick story right away.
Okay.
2 months ago, I quit my freelance business cold turkey, and I gave all my money away. And
I didn't get anything in the mail.
Yeah. I only had $20 to my name. And I did that because I wanted to put two beliefs to the test. The first belief was, I believe that who you are will take you further than what you can do. And so a lot of people define themselves by what they do, but in reality, they do what they do because of who they are. So it's the opposite. So I believe it's what you believe, your understanding, and those paradigms you have in your head that make you execute life the way you do. It's not the other way around. That's one. And then the second belief is that I believe that who you know and what you have are always enough to start. And so we hear people talk about freelance dreams, goals that they have, and there's always an excuse of, if only I knew more people like this, or if only I had more money here, or if I only had more of that. And the reality is that the real creative process, the real work, is in managing the resources that you do to start making the first few steps happen. So I gave it all away, and then within like 2 weeks, someone name dropped me for a university here in Wisconsin, and they called me, approached me, and they said, "Hey, we want you to come speak at an event." I had never gotten paid for a talk at that time, and they were like, "Yeah, just send us your rates, and we'll make it happen at the end of the talk." I was like,
"You're like, what rates?"
Yes. So I mean, I made my first buck that way, and it was just amazing because I feel like it has everything to do with who I am, and not so much on what I can do. And so I think, again, this message of authenticity, I think that if introverts started owning up and really tuning in with who they are and being brave enough to show that to the world, that life and business will just be so much easier. It doesn't mean that it won't be full of challenges. It just means that if you're going to fail, it feels really, really good failing in your own skin and in your own style. You know?
That's a little, that was a little interesting to say, but I think I get what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, you feel satisfied. You don't wonder, like, what if I would have done it differently? Or what if no, you don't have that because you know that I gave it my all. But when you're trying to be someone else, you know that you didn't give it your all. You gave it someone else's all.
Right.
And so that's just the message, I guess.
This is going to be a great talk. I really, really am looking forward to it. This is going to be fantastic. I'm so glad. And you know what? It's been a while. I don't even remember how we ran across each other. Did you reach out to me or did someone introduce us?
I think someone introduced us. I want to
say, I'm going to go back and look at those original emails and try to find out. Just like I said, it's been probably close to a year since we first met. Really close anyway. All right. I'll get back to you with details on that. Perfect. So unless you have any last minute tidbits that you want to give to the group, I'm going to say my farewells. Do you have anything?
Yeah, I say, man, if you're an introvert, I want you to give yourself permission to be as mighty as you can. That's all I want.
That was beautiful. So again, Emily Leach, I'm here with Luis Vazquez, and he's going to be at the Freelance Conference on September 8th. It's the 8th and 9th, but he will be speaking on the 8th. If you have not got your ticket yet, go to freelanceconference.com. Grab your tickets right now. They're still $303. That goes up on August 10th. So you may want to go and grab it now and come out and see us. We're in Austin, Texas, and it's going to be an amazing event. This is our third year. Super, super excited. And then Saturday is a full day of workshops. So if you didn't catch all this live, don't worry. It has been recorded and you will get access to it on the Facebook page. Again, thank you so much for your time, Luis. And for now, ciao.
Bye-bye, Emily. Thank you.